Do you ever wonder who's in control of your life? Like, do we really have control? Or are we just a victim? Just flowing through life like a feather in the wind? I used to think that. I used to think that I had no control, that it didn't matter what I wanted or what I thought, that everything was decided for me. And I just floated around. If things happened bad, it's just the way it was. Then I realized that that's not true. I had kind of an awakening, a moment, as I began learning about hypnosis, energy, universal laws. And then I realized that we all produce an energy in this universe, and that we actually begin to draw or attract those things, those energies that are much like the energy that we're putting out. So with that thought, I began thinking, when I had the anxiety issues I used to have, and I was having all those what if issues, and what if this and what if that, and I was thinking constantly about the negative happening, I realized, I'm actually drawing that into my life. By thinking about it, worrying about it, that was producing the energy that I was actually going to draw that scenario, that horrible scenario. Because our what if scenarios, they're pretty bad a lot of times. So I got to thinking, like, wait a minute, I'm actually creating the worst life. What if I started changing that? So I actually began going like, when those worst what if scenarios popped up and doomsday things, I'm like, no, that's not what I really want. I want something different. I want this happening. And when I started thinking about what I wanted instead and started focusing on that, I noticed a couple of things. One, I noticed that the what ifs weren't happening as often, and the things that what I wanted in my life was actually starting to happen, or something close to it. Certainly not like what I was thinking, the what if spiral anxiety crap. No, I was actually getting more of what I wanted. And my confidence began building, my anxiety became less and less, and I'm going, hey, I think I'm on to something. And actually, it's been running around in the universe forever. I just finally figured it out. And I wanted to let anyone else out there in the world that's struggling with anxiety and what ifs, I used to think that was the way. I mean, that was my lot in life. I was going to have anxiety forever. But no, you don't have to. You can actually begin to become a creator of your life. Be the creator of your life. By simply, when those anxieties pop up, you go, no, that's not what I want. It's not what I want. Now, the first thing I do is I take a couple of deep core breaths. And literally, those core breaths, they stop anxiety. They stop fear. Why? Because your subconscious mind doesn't believe you can be in a state of fear or in a state of danger if you're breathing deeply into your core. It's not designed that way. So that's the first trigger to your subconscious mind that I'm okay. You might even say to yourself, I am safe. As you look around, you go like, are there any threats around me? No. I'm safe. In this moment, I'm safe. Breathing into my core. Then you go on. Now, what is going on? What's my anxiety? What am I fearing? Do I want it in my life? What would I want instead? And I begin to think about what I want instead. And then every time that anxiety pops back up, I say no. I say no, and what do I want instead? And I just keep at that until that anxiety goes away. And so there you have it. That's my be your creator of your mind, be the creator of your world, your life. That's how I do it. And I moved myself from a general high anxiety, if you've seen some of my other videos, to a life of peace and calmness. And I become more and more aware of when that anxiety arrives, and I stop it faster and faster each and every time. I do not ever let it control me again. If this was helpful to you, you can hit the like button and subscribe and share it. You can always reach out to me if you want any more personal information about how some of this information can help you in a more personal way regarding any kind of issues you might have. Until then, this has been the next episode of Empowering Mindful Moments. I'm Art with Breaking Day Hypnotherapy. Be limitless.